Mr. Mayor, Council, my presentation will be fairly short. If I can get the slide show up, we'll get going. Actually, I don't have a slideshow, sorry.
Just a blank screen.
Just a blank screen. It's a blank slate. Tonight we're talking about a resolution regarding electronic signatures and record retention. Idaho Code allows governmental agencies to determine whether and to what extent it will allow electronic records and signatures to be used in the government business. With the convenience and low cost of conducting business over the Internet, it has potential to increase efficiencies in businesses, including government business. With the technological advances and increases in the number of people that use electronics in their businesses, that will only continue to increase. The benefits of allowing this is that you can reduce the amount of paper used, it will save time, and it will also reduce costs in that you won't have to have people handling the documents several times. This resolution before you tonight authorizes the city to develop policies for each city department as the need or practicality arises. Idaho's Uniform Electronic Transactions Act was enacted. It enacts the model legislation that was approved by the National Conference of Commissioners on the Uniform State Laws. It was designed to support the use of electronic commerce with a primary objective to establish the legal equivalence of electronic records and signatures with paper writings and written signatures and removing barriers to electronic commerce. When I was asked to first look at this, my first concern was, you know, how far will this go? I mean, how will you be able to show that somebody intended to act? You know, if you just allow them to online, you don't know for sure who it is. I think that the commission, when they looked at it a dozen years ago, that was one of their concerns in trying to make sure that they could attribute the signature to the person. But I think the technology or the cost associated with that was going to be too big that a lot of businesses probably wouldn't use it. So I think they went with the more simpler explanation to allow somebody to just basically put an X or, you know, push a button and say, well, this is my intent and this is my act, and therefore that is, I want to be bound by that agreement. And so if somebody ever questions whether this individual entered this particular transaction, they can look at all the circumstances surrounding it, like any emails or other conversations, other documents they have to prove that this person entered into this contract. It was their act and it was their intent. So basically, the law states is that when you push it, it's basically your electronic X when you put it on the document.
Okay, Rod, this was reviewed by the Administrative Committee last Monday and recommended for approval with one change. Dan, would you like to explain that maybe?
I don't remember what change we made, Rod.
It was just changed one word. I talked to Councilor Steed on in the resolution on number 3H. We just clarified it and just changed a couple of words and I think added in the word that.
Scriveners.
It was just a scrivener's correction. So it was just actually to make it more flow more cleanly.
Yes, we did see this in front of the Administrative Committee and agreed that, you know, the way business of today is going, and a lot more people are doing a lot more stuff online, and a lot of it had to do with, you know, possibly with contracts with the city too, where, you know, there's a lot of printing stuff out, then faxing it, then printing out again, and scanning and faxing. That this is going to help alleviate a lot of paper work and work of paper. So with that, I would make a motion that we go ahead and approve this proposed resolution.
I would second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Dan and a second by Jim.
Question.
Question for Wayne?
Rod, just to clarify, any electronic signature is backed up by some type of electronic paper trail pertaining to each individual signature and each individual contract?
Well, if for it to be valid, whatever part of the policy is that the final document has to be printed to be able to make it a hard copy. Both ends have to be able to print a hard copy of the final document.
So if the mayor were to look at a document that had his electronic signature on it, and he would say, well, I don't really remember why I signed that, or having signed it, there would be some backup material that would show that there was intent to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure it would probably be minutes in a meeting, any other indicia showing
Okay.
what the intent was.
Not that you would forget.
These things
Steel
happen from
trap.
time to time.
There's a steel trap up there.
Okay, other questions for Rod from counselors? Okay, we got the motion by Dan, a second by Jim to approve the proposed resolution. John, we'll start the roll with you.
Aye.
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 And aye.
Okay, that's fine.